Welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Nicole. If you're old, welcome back. And today I'm going to attempt part 1 at least of my eyeshadow palette collection in Declutter. Boo, my cat. Thing first is the Pure Fetish palette, which I just got it in April's boxy, or this month's boxy. This one I'm getting rid of because it has nothing but carmine. I have colors like that, so that's totally decluttered. Now I'm keeping this. This is the Urban Decay Electric palette, and of course this has been discontinued for a while, but you can still find it on Hot Look a lot. So I probably need to get another one. This is what mine's looking like. The only color I can't use is purple. I do believe that's the only color I can't use that has carmine. This is the pressed pigment palette. Obviously it's not an everyday palette. I use this a lot in collabs. I use this a lot for Halloween. It's a really pretty palette. If you can find it on Hot Look, I'd get it. I'm keeping, I recently busted out. I need to bust out and just use the other colors too. But yeah, I busted out for my St. Patty's Day look actually. Yeah, this is the Anastasia Prism palette, and I'm probably one of the only few people who actually like this palette. But I do like it. The only color I can't use is this navy blue one. That's the only one that has Osiris. All her other palettes I can't use whatsoever because they do have carmine. Next we have the James Charles Morphe palette. This thing is gorgeous. It's huge, so it doesn't get a lot of love because I don't have like counter space thing. I have not had a problem with this palette so far, and I've used all of these colors except for the neutrals. So yeah, I haven't had a problem yet. I've got this. I ordered from Shopfest before they shut it down. This is Bad Habits Inferno palette, which is the dupe for the Naked Dude palette. That's what it looks like. It's very, very pretty. So it's very monochromatic, very like one tonal. So sometimes I get in those moods where I just use just a couple shades that all look the same. So have from Shop Hush before they closed down the Sugar palettes from Face Candy. It's really pretty. I've used this a little bit, not extensively. I think I used like these two. Applied fine, went on fine, wasn't too light on my skin tone. Is the Cult Mania palette, and this dupes one of the Mothership from Pat McGrath. It's from Bad Habit. This one is freaking gorgeous because I don't know if that's catching. If that's catching, like, oh my gosh, you can see it. Like when I look at it, like right here, it's like a pink reflect. This color is, and I'm looking at the monitor. It's green. That color is freaking awesome. It does need to be like applied with glitter glue, but so do these, and I think even that one. Amazing. This is the Afterglow palette that from Bad Habit that dupes the Coral Obsession. And it just looks so pretty because like I just want peach and I just want coral on my eyeballs. So you're red. So I'm looking forward to using that. I kind of forgot I had it. So next one I got, and this is so fun because it's fuzzy. Look, the zebra is fuzzy. This is the Face Candy Wild Irisons, but apparently this is the Kat Von D Satan Center dupe, and I really do get that with that color. I need to dip into this. I haven't dipped into it yet. I love the Satan Center. Next, I have the Jacqueline Hill palette. I love this thing. Like, I didn't think I would love it. It was like my first Morphe palette. It is my first Morphe palette. Only have 2. Well, technically 3 right now, but I love this palette so much. I need to give it more love right now. That black shade where I was using it around Halloween. And up there, I don't know how that got messy. Like, it looks like I've barely used it. But I tell you what, I went in on that shade so much, it's not even funny, and all these for crease shades. So much. And you can barely tell. This is a phenomenal palette. It is like almost the same price as James' palette, like $1 cheaper. And size wise, like there's a lot to be desired. Pan size, but if you're not wanting crazy shadow, color shadows, maybe just a few pops. I mean, these pops are freaking phenomenal and gorgeous. Don't get me wrong. One that's really blendable and easy, and you only have to build up a couple of crease shades. That's it. I'd go with Jacqueline. Next up, I have the Face Candy Tropics palette. This one I haven't used, haven't touched. This one, or maybe I think I've swatched it. It's really soft though. This is the dupe for the Line Crime Venus 1 palette, and I bought these because they were like $8 for the both of them. So. Like for it. I was like, I love the Venus palette. I could actually see me going through it because, you know, it's the big eyeshadows, and I love the Venus. So it's called the Rainforest, what this one looks like, and this is like that duochrome. Oh, it's so soft. In like every palette nowadays, like the brown looks like Butter Linden's Oil Slick, looks like that shade in that Wet n Wild palette, all that good stuff. So it's very grungy, very fall. I also got this Cult Mayhem palette. It's another Pat McGrath. This is from Bad Habit, of course. Or when like Hush was doing all the thing, it feels so nice. It's like that's like ripped out. It's kind of neat, like dipped in. And this is what this one. This one's like totally all shimmer. That one could almost probably be a matte blended in the crease, but everything else is shimmer. Looks gorgeous though. The donut palette, and I do have 3 other ones that we'll be showing. This is the I Heart Revolution donut palette. This is a maple icing, maple glazed, and it has 5 shades in here. It's $7, but the top is squishy, which is so much fun. It smells like maple. This one smells like maple. They all smell a little different from each other, and those are the shades. That yellow goldy color is really pretty. It's very neutral. This one's the most neutral one besides this chocolate one, which I'm like probably gonna get because it's so neutral. Okay, this is from Crown Brush. We got it in Boxy. Charm is really, really pretty. I think I've used it once or twice. It's also pretty much a Naked Tea dupe. Yeah. Like the Infernal one. This Crown one's good. It's just I don't know if I need 2 of them that are like the same exact monochromatic color scheme. I'm thinking I'm gonna pass this one along just because I don't need 2 of them. Morphe Day Slayer to be getting rid of this one because it has carmine. It's very monochromatic, very pretty, but monochromatic. But yeah, I'll be getting rid of that one because this is the Golden Gatsby from LA Splash. One is so much fun. It's so gorgeous, like crinkly. You need like glitter glue with these, and it's just so pretty. I think I used a couple of these in some kind of look I was doing. I forgot which one. It's a really good palette. Really, really pretty. Like a step up beyond neutral. Like it looks a little neutral, but it's not in that color. I don't have anywhere else. Yeah. Hi everyone. It is part 2. Your Midnight Masquerade palette, and this one did not contain carmine. I'm going to clean it up. I actually like this palette. It was really good. But the thing is, it does smell like vanilla. I have enough, especially like enough cheek products and like in these colors I have now over and over again. It's the Magic palette, and apparently they don't sell it in this big size anymore. You can only get the mini version. Love this palette, like in my top 5 palettes of all time. It is so gorgeous. Just that color, oh, that color. I mean, I have gone into this, and there's only maybe a little dip in this pink, and I've gone into this palette. You can go a little neutral, you can go more sunset fall, and of course all your jewel tones. It's a great palette. Like just gorgeous. Okay, is the Bad Habit Luna palette. It's the dupe for the Norvina. I can't use the Norvina because it's full of carmine, but I thought this was a very pretty palette. Is it my absolute favorite? No, but it's very pretty. I'm also going to keep, this is the Kat Von D Divine palette. Got it when it was on sale, and I think I might have had extra. It's actually really, really pretty, but that is like your only crease shade. Like you got 3 mattes. You got a black, you got a white, and you got this blue. That's it. So it is specific to like just a bold look, or you know, mixing with another palette to tone it down just a little bit. But it is gorgeous. This formula is actually gorgeous and reminiscent of the Saint Center. This one was actually really good. Here is my Pinky Rose Bright Lights palette. Love this thing. It's so much fun. Those pressed glitters were so much fun. So good. I mean, you have to pack on the brights a little bit, but I mean, they're bright, they're white-based neon, basically. It's a gorgeous palette. This is my first Pinky Rose palette. Center Stage from Pinky Rose. Love this palette. So it's a neutral with like a little bit of purple and a little bit of red tones, which are like my favorite kind of neutral, like in the fall. This is my perfect palette. And then you still got the 2 pressed glitter, but you got all this to work with and make. Solstice from Bad Habits. Love this palette. It's pretty monochromatic, not super monochromatic, but I love how this one looks. Like, I have a whole tutorial that's just gorgeous, and the picture, I think it's in my intro too. A look with this. Okay, this is the Dulce by Juvia's Place. This one, like, almost is pastel, but I think it's like kind of to find that balance for lighter skin people who might not want a super dark crease, to build these up a little bit more. And it's pretty. I didn't never think I would get rid of a Juvia's Place palette bit, and I did use it again and I liked it a little bit better. I think it's time for that one to go. Is the Venus 3 from Line Crime. Here, Summer was nice enough to get this for her giveaway because I can't use the palette she had in her giveaway. I actually really like this palette, but this one, I think this one need glitter glues for pigment to pay off. And that's the only thing, but the mattes are gorgeous and it's very cute little palette. So Lime Crime Venus 1. Like, you can barely tell, and I've used this palette consistently for weeks on end. Like 2 weeks here, 2 weeks there, 2 weeks there, you know, like, and you can barely tell that I've even dipped in maybe a little bit in that one. So pretty, just like, look at that. Look how like smooth and just super pigmented that is. I love that palette. Always have a home in my collection. The Lorac Unzipped palettes. They're the Sunset palettes. I have all 3 of them. These are some of the only Lorac palettes you will find that do not contain carmine. There are not that many. So this is Desert Sunset. I love I love the colors of the packaging, okay, and they reflect to it. I wish it had a mirror. That would be nice, and that it wasn't this bending thing, because this is going to break before I'm done using this. And again, you can barely tell I've used this palette. This is my favorite. This is the Desert Sunset palette. I freaking love this palette. I have used this one to death. Watch colors, and that's it. Like it just looks like I didn't have anything on my hand. Like, I just swatched colors. Look, I'll swatch that purple for you too. Like, that's a bad swatch, but a gorgeous palette. Lorac Unzipped Mountain palette. This one's very pretty if you want a smoky eye. You can almost go a little neutral, but it's really built for a smoky eye. So you find it and you want a smoky eye, like, go for it. But that's like the only reason to get this palette is if you want a smoky eye. So this one I've used like the least of the 3, just because I don't go for a smoky eye like all the time. Right, this one is the Unzipped Ocean Sunset. This one is also a gorgeous palette. The only thing is, this color right here needs a clearer glue. Otherwise, you're not going to get that pigment, and it's gorgeous on. It's just one of those shades that doesn't really look that great swatched or like with a brush dry. You have to have glitter glue. It's just one of those shades. The rest of this palette is soft and gorgeous and different. I mean, that's a navy like color. Looks a little bad there. Yeah. So gorgeous palette. I actually love it. Okay, this is the My Little Pony palette from ColourPop. I can use like 5 of these shades, and I have them labeled. There's 7 shades. 7 shades I can use that don't have carmine. Because the first time I got it, actually, packaging, I was so like My Little Pony everything. That color just fell out. Like, it just fell out. But it's one of the ones that contain carmine. So it's really pretty. I'm more holding on to it for the packaging. Next, I've got the Dream Street Kathleenlights times ColourPop palette. It's super pretty. Or it's pretty. I've swatched it and I made that mess. That's all I've done is swatched it. haven't even used it because there's like one color that's carmine in here, and I keep forgetting to label which one and which one it is. So I still haven't used it. I've swatched it. That's all I've done, and that's why it's messy. That's it. Swatched it. Haven't used it. So since I've had it a while, Still haven't used it. I haven't had it like 2 years or nothing. I'm gonna pass it along. Just haven't used it. Probably won't use it. I have the Afrique by Juvia's. A little messy, but I'm keeping this because that blue is gorgeous. That color is gorgeous. Yeah, we're gonna keep that. This is like my second favorite from Juvia's. This is the Saharan 2. I have dipped into this heavy and you can't even tell, like, yeah. Like, it's so gorgeous. Look at that. Yes. And honestly, if they had more shades, it'd probably be my favorite over the Magic Palette. The Venus 3 by Very Dark. That's the difference, I think, with the Face Candy palette. I don't think that one has glitter in it. But you want a grungy fall vibe shadow. There's your palette. Or the dupe if you can get it from Balm Appetit Eat Your Heart Out. I actually really like this palette. I have nothing against it. I think the mattes have carmine in here. Like it says Eat Your Heart Out. It's very kitschy. I love their thing. These are actually really pretty shadows. But I'm gonna pass it along. They're neutral. This gorgeousness. Like, do we all agree with her anymore? No, but dang, this was a freaking epic palette. Gorgeous. This was everything, and oh my gosh, what a concept. What gorgeousness. And the reason why I don't use this that much is like it's bulky to hold. I mean, I can go with this, but you're just messing up a shadow and digging a finger, which I'm bad about. I have no counter space, really. I have barely any counter space around my sink. So when I get ready in the morning, and I'm not always sitting down in here to do my makeup, but I love this palette. But I mean, you can see I dug in a bit on this one. Just a little bit. It's more like I was always afraid to use it all up, and just want to keep it. Since, you know, we ended up on such a high note in that last one, let's end up on a bad one with Kat Von D again. This is the Fetish palette. This thing is bad. The mattes are bad. I'm like, how can you go from the Formula Saint Center and the Divine palette to this? Okay, it looks nice. It's spooky, vampy. You know, they swatched extraordinarily well. Like, you wouldn't believe how well they swatched. And I think except for these weird textured ones, the mattes want to be patchy. And that's black. Black wants to fade. I was trying to set everything, or even just put it on my eyelid during Halloween. Not even over like a cream base to set. And try with the green too, and probably even the red. That's okay. I mean, we got all up in orange because of the lettering on this palette, or not the lettering, but the names on this palette. But not even, I don't even care. But just I'm like, how do you go from such a good formula to something like this? It's so bad. I don't know what changed. Am I tempted to get rid of it because I paid full price for it? Yes, but I think it's just kind of demoted to collab to Halloween makeup, even though it's not the greatest. I'm like, I keep most of my Halloween looks on for like, you know, just the time to film, and then right after take a few pictures and then like wipe off. I swear, if I had to keep this on longer, then like none of my Halloween looks took more than an hour. Okay, these are like all my freaking color pop shadows. It's a little neutral, but I like this little palette to go. This is the Ultra Eye Contour Light in Shade Revolution. Now this is the palette everybody talked about. Pretty much the first time people really noticed what Makeup Revolution was doing, that they kind of noticed, got the hint of the iconic 1, 2, and 3. Like they released those first, and then this one came out. And those duped the Naked 1, 2, and 3. The Shade and Light palette, and people were comparing them both. And a lot of people actually like this one a little bit better. Like, it was about the same. And, like, it was, you know, back when the Shade and Light was hugely popular. I have never used this palette. Like, it even has the brush. Like, I've barely swatched any of that. So I'll be passing that along. It's dated my collection a lot. It's always like, no, you might use it. You need to use it. You really need to try it out. Because you meant to try it out when the hype was big on it, and then you never did. So, these are the Coastal Scents Revealed palettes, and nothing against the brand. I bought this. I swatched it. and probably a few shades of the smoky and the two together, but it has like 20 shades. They're supposed to be really, really good. A lot of people love this palette. I've never used it. Also going to be passing this along. I kept it because I can't use the Lorac Pro one, and this is what this dupes, but I haven't even touched it since my last declutter. Didn't touch it before my second to last declutter. I'm like, it's gone. Reveal 2. I wanted to try this one because it doesn't really dupe the naked too. No, it's like very berry tones and very pretty, and I kept wanting to try it, and I think I barely swatched it. I have all these colors. I like berry tones. I have a look. So they say now it's full of carmine. Before they didn't. Before they had it like listed at 1 or 2 shades. I really don't know. I'm not really gonna use it, but I kind of love this Naked Smoky palette. Like I just did. A lot of people didn't, but I actually loved it. So it's like sentimental. It was like my first Urban Decay palette, I think. I got it half off on the Hot Look. I'm just gonna keep it. I love this. It naturally pretty. This doesn't look like I've hit it at all. I've used this for a week or two on end a couple times. So, you know, I've been in here. And it's all matte, and that's supposed to be a transformative color. It's actually really good matte. I just don't use it. It's very neutral anymore. So, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, and it's one of the first palettes I got. Okay, so I was keeping it for total sentimental reasons. That's it. And I love Pride and Prejudice. I will always love Pride and Prejudice, but I think it's time to let go of this palette. It's just like, you're not bringing me the joy you used to. It's the Bad Habit Aphrodite palette. Like that, some of the shades are a little messy, require a little bit more work, like glitter and glues a little bit, or a wet brush. Anyway, still a gorgeous palette. Yes. Here's the little Huda Electric Obsessions palette. By itself, it's still really pretty. This is one of the ones that doesn't have carmine in her line. Is the I Heart Makeup. This I Heart Revolution is supposed to be, but they change their side name so often. Anyway, I taped the names on the back. This is the Mint palette. And it's now available at Ulta underneath the I Heart Revolution. It's actually a really good palette, but I don't know. I haven't touched it. Someone else can get more use out of it than I am. I actually put this back in my purse and was using it again. This is the little Makeup Revolution Slay palette. So much fun. So itty bitty. It does have a mirror. How cute is that? It's hard to get brushes in there. You gotta go sideways. But it's so cute and it's so good actually. But I'm gonna pass that along. The Bad Habit Athena palette. I think I prefer this a little bit over the Aphrodite. I think I like this one just a little bit more. It's less work on some of these shades. The Aphrodite gets a little messy and a little bit more work, but this one's gorgeous. Love this palette. Okay. And is the Festival palette, which is really, really pretty. I need to bring that out soon. That one's gorgeous. And again, this is more akin to their older formula, so yeah. 80s Baby from Pinky Rose. This one is my favorite of the trilogy that they released. And none of these have the pressed glitters like their first 2 releases do. They're awesome. I just love that. Like, I've done a sunset look. I've done Jilton. I've mixed them all together. Oh, I love this palette so much. Next up is the Exotic Peacock, which is like my second favorite. But you do have to be in a blue-green mood. Because that's all you're going to get in a little bit of purple. is blue-green and purple. It's gorgeous. These are gorgeous. Why am I not swatching any of you? Like, yeah, like totes. Toby, gorgeous. The Tertius Pro Palette. Okay, I think something with they have very little carmine, but they do put carmine in a lot of these shadows. It still smells really good, but this is, you know, so I'll probably only pass this to family because it has gotten a little older. But oh my gosh, it looks like I barely use this. I actually like this palette a lot, and that's one of the shimmers. Like, and I just haven't used it in so long because it is pretty daggum neutral. So pops the very little Tarte Rainforest of the Sea 2. Also, I have the Rainforest of the Sea 3, which is actually up here somewhere because I plan on giving that away. So I actually count this twice, but that one's like very neutral, very soft, pinkish, barely pink, neutral colors. This one's actually really pretty and smoky. It only has this one matte, maybe two, and that one matte, and I can't use it because it has carmine. That's the only shade that has carmine in this palette. So this one is not vegan. The volume 3 is vegan, but I would never use it. I'm gonna pass this along. I haven't used it. Makeup Revolution Reloaded Palette. This one does not contain carmine as far as the ingredients on the back of the thing went. I barely use this. Touched it and swatched it. I got it in the Advent calendar, I believe. I'm never gonna use this palette. Like, let's be honest. Nicole's not gonna use it. Oh, here you go. If you never got your hands on this, this is a gorgeous palette. This is the Face Candy Atlantis palette. This is their response when Tarte pulled that April Fool's joke that they just finally made come true this year, and everybody's like over it by now. That palette they showed last April Fool's. This is a gorgeous palette. I mean, you can't go anywhere but blue and blue greens and a little bit of grayish. This one is the Pure Pro by times Etienne, which is a makeup artist. Just have a mirror. It's just cardboard packaging. I got this when I got these awesome pure glitters because I had Kohl's cash. I don't know. And I kept hearing, oh, such good things, that this is a great palette. I'm like, it is. I get it. And I'm like, I never used it. Next up is the Thirsty palette from Jeffree Star. And I'm like, why haven't I used you? Gosh, spring. Okay, I might put this in my purse soon. Oh my gosh, these are gorgeous. All as a master are gorgeous. Okay, people had a problem with this formula. These two need glitter glue. At them, they need glitter glue. They have loose glitter in them. You need glitter glue. These don't. These are actually gorgeous without glitter glue. Like this one doesn't need it. Neither does these two. So, like, well, just like here. Notice the thing. They're kind of like my first vegan discovery, I guess. Or mostly vegan, except for their newer palette. This is a Charles palette. And I just heard people talking about this one. I actually love this palette. I thought it was so good. And I think it still is really good. I think it's very pretty, very colorful. Sure, you can go bright. It's just really pretty. Okay, this is the Bad Habit Fantasia palette. Look at that. I don't know what this dupes. I think it dupes a Denona. This is a gorgeous palette. Love this palette. So good. This is the Bad Habit Divine palette. I actually love this one. This is like the color like Oil Slick or that Wet n Wild shade. That shade that appears like everywhere. That's that duochrome. All of these are really gorgeous. Brown smoky eye, anybody? Or just a little bit more than neutral. So it's really pretty. I actually like that one a lot. Okay. This is the Lorac Gold palette. Okay. Really pretty palette. And this one doesn't contain carmine. But it's very neutral, and I haven't used it in a long while, quite a while. So I don't think I haven't used it since my last declutter. It's a gorgeous formula. That's a good soft formula, but I just haven't used it, and I'm not going to, so I need to pass it along. Okay, this is the Bad Habit Supernova palette. Looks like this is very pretty. Looks like I barely touched it, but I know I did. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. This is what it looks like. It smells like chocolate. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous brick palette. You can go cool tone or just this gold all over your eyeball. This gold is amazing. Heartlet and Bloom. I realized there's only a few shades I can actually use in this palette. And I was using it. I used it a couple times for some wedding makeup. I actually prefer the Lorac Unzipped. But this is still a good palette. It still smells like vanilla. Have I used it anytime? Like, no. I got the Bad Habit Royals. This is a dupe for the Modern Renaissance. I can't use it because of the carmine. This one is really pretty, really good. I'm going to keep this one. It's a Lime Crime birthday palette that Summer actually sent to me for my birthday. They're really pretty. However, these shimmers are really, you have to work with them to get them to apply. You need glitter glue, you need a wet brush. But still, really pretty. Keeping it. Double Entendre, which I actually won an August giveaway a long time ago. It's probably the most neutral palette I have, and the only one I'll keep for that reason because I want it. I haven't really used it. But it's always nice to have a solid neutral palette because you never know. This is the Bad Habit Retro Love palette. This one dupes the Subculture, which again I can't use because even if, you know, it wasn't horrible, I can't use because of the Carmine, but I'm going to keep that one. The Lorac Unzip. This one I would far recommend over the Tartlin Bloom for wedding makeup. This one is gorgeous and it doesn't even look like I've really used it. But it is so gorgeous. Like, just on, like, perfect for those occasions. Next, I have the Huda Beauty Mauve Obsessions. It's good. That was a little chunky. But the thing is, 4 of these shades are the same shade on the eye. Like, that one, that one, even that one, that one, that one. All the same on the eyeball. Last Juvia's Place palette. This is the Nubian 2 from Juvia's. This is their second palette. I love this palette. That shade came crushed. And this was back before I knew you could actually complain to them about something being crushed. I got this from Hot Look, okay? Because I didn't know about sales always happening with makeup brands. This is gorgeous. It's like fall perfect. You know what I'm talking about? Like late summer, fall. It's just such a good formula in this one. I bought this full price because of the movies. It's the Lorac Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man Tell No Tales palette. This is a gorgeous palette. I love Lorac's formula. I have no problem with Lorac's formula, and I marked all the shades because I was reading as I was going through because I had to find the list on their website and all. But the shade Cursed, which is a black glitter, have Carmine. Every other shade has Carmine in this palette. And at first, when I first got it, I was like, okay, Carmine tends to be like the reds and berries and stuff like that, right? So it's like, okay, well, I should be safe, like in green, maybe blue, and then try to get, no, every single shade. But these apply gorgeous. You just have to like these colors. If you like these colors that look like the ocean at varying times of the night, that's what it is. It's the ocean, like, or certain things in the ocean. Like, you just gotta like these colors. A lot of people hate this palette because it's like, oh, no color scheme, blah, blah, blah. I don't need a color scheme in palettes as long as it has colors I like in a palette. I just love that. And I could put the little booklet of cheek stuff in there, and I might. But I'm keeping it just to keep it because this one still makes me happy. I still love it. Hello, and welcome to the last part of this. Finishes out my eyeshadow. The first one is actually the look I have on today, and it is this I Heart Revolution, which is the sideline of Makeup Revolution, but now they kind of separated it way more than it is. Still, they still sell it all on the same site, but yeah. This is Strawberry Sprinkles. It is squishy. It smells like, you know, fake strawberry and artificial strawberry. It comes with a mirror, and it comes with 5 shades, and it is gorgeous. Works fantastically. I don't have a problem with these wearing right or not. These don't contain Carmine, and they're $7. Up is the Blueberry Crush. I thought these were all like glazed. No, it's Blueberry Crush from I Heart Revolution. Again, squishy. It smells like more like blueberry. They all have this light you can smell. Once you like actually smell them separate, you can tell. Got a little messy. This one is absolutely gorgeous. I use this in a look. I think I probably borrowed a crease shade, but like my full face of new makeup recently, this is the palette I use. If you can't afford the Jeffree Star palette, get you this. Like, this gets you like the main blue colors you want and need, and these are gorgeous. So freaking gorgeous. This is Raspberry Icing. This one's the squishiest of them all, and again, smells like, this one smells like what you think raspberry jelly donut smells like. All of them have a mirror. This is what this one looks. Pink is your color. But these are so gorgeous. Like, I think my favorite out of all the shades are like this one. Again, multiple looks. Poolside from IBY. Looks like this does have a mirror. Now, the thing is, these are pretty. Okay, they are pretty. This does not show up well. Some of these fade. The pinks stay true and stay gorgeous. But like all of these light ones fade. I don't know if I really use that one. But these like pink ones stay really well. But the rest, I think it's good for beginners. It's not as pigmented as you would think. Shades fading except for the pinks. The pinks stay gorgeous. Weirdest thing ever. So I'll just be passing that along. This is the Obsessed by Pinky Rose palette. Pinky Rose is started from 3 Latina sisters. So each of them made a palette. What this one looks like, they all have a mirror. It's really pretty. It's not my favorite out of the bunch. Y'all know the 80s palette is my favorite. So this is probably third, but it's still pretty. It's just, you know, if I was ranking them, this would be third. But it's still really pretty. In the Zulu by Juvia's Place. So I did have one more Juvia's Place palette. I lied. This one's really pretty. It really is. Like, I should be swatching some of these colors. Like, these are the colors. I love these colors. Very spring, very pretty. That was gorgeous. I love that kind of color in that one too. We got really bright orange. So this one's really pretty. Next up, we have the Jeffree Star Beauty Killer palette, which I got recently. I actually love this palette. This palette is so good. Unlike the IBY's blue, that blue is true to pan, shows up like that, and doesn't make a huge old mess. These are gorgeous, and they show up almost true to color. It's just they don't. And even looking at it, except for like these two, like you got a pretty neutral palette. I mean, that one's a little different. That one's a little different, but like on the skin, they're not too bright, so they're not like. It's not like they're not wearable for work and stuff, and you can go nude. I've been using the heck out of that for the crease color. But any of these, those two can be thrown in the crease as well. And they're just really pretty, really soft, like a really good formula. Like yeah, my dad's watching. But it surprised me how good that color was. I thought it'd be a big old mess, but it's not. And it even swatches like a little bit of a mess, but on a brush, I don't know what it is, it applies fine. So does that pink. So yeah, keeping that's actually a really good palette. I'm glad I got that. We have from Bad Habit. This is the Arabesque Palette. Oh, almost took off the thing. This is what it looks like. This is the dupe for the, it does have a mirror for the Soft Glam palette. Okay, that's what it looks like. Very pretty. I recently used this. These show up gorgeous. Like on the eye, this is such a good formula. Next up, we have the Ace Beauty or Beauty, whatever. Grandiose Palette. This between this probably because it has the berry tones, the reds and berries, which I love. A gorgeous palette, lasted all day on me. Love this palette. Deluxe. I have the Mermaid Kitten palette. And this one does have a shade Broken, which I haven't used it yet. And it's so cute. Look at that packaging. So they're like soft and crushed, and I need to fix it. First, I've got the Blue Blood palette. I just recently got it, so I haven't even played with every shade in the palette. It's good. Like, it's so good. Like, this section right here, and even that one, are like Dream Team right here. I think I struggled a little with getting any payoff with this, but that's the light color on me doesn't always show. This one was pretty, this one was gorgeous. So yeah, is that Tertius Pro Remix palette. I love this palette. This is when I had to force myself to quit using so I could actually try other things. Of course, it has a big old mirror. This is what it looks like. And oh my gosh, is it gorgeous. Okay, the only shades I can't use in here are Mashup, Sway, and Mixed Media. The rest don't have Carmine. Oh, and it smells like vanilla. I love this palette. They are gorgeous on. They show up like they look in the pan. Like, you can see how, like, that gold I've already, like, almost rubbed out the tart in. And this one doesn't have Carmine, unimaginably, that's red. Like, that one's my crease shade. The only bad thing is, like, I will say this, it doesn't have a lot of crease shades. You think you can, like, some of these don't look as metallic, you can probably throw them up in your, no. I tried throwing, like, I don't know, one of these shades, that shade. Nope, you can't. They're super metallic, they really are. But they are gorgeous. So this is my only crease shade, and it'll be like everybody's only crease shade option besides that one. So, you know, it might be a deterrent. You might need like another little palette, but I love this palette. It's so good. The formula is like Beauty Life's Ajax palette. Looks like brights in here. And I mostly just used a little bit of the neutrals. Want to give it a chance, but I can kind of see me giving that to a niece or something. I really need to play with. This is a Lime Crime Venus XL palette. So it's very monochromatic, like in the berry family, like berry red toned family. Pretty, like, if you don't want to spend the money on this, granted it's not even $20 difference. Similarities between this and the Venus 1. So if you have that one, you might not want this one, but it's still really pretty. I just need to play with it. It's just the Pure Times Dr. Seuss The Grinch. You know, they redid the Grinch movie recently. So it's like it says, the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. I mainly got this because I freaking love the Grinch. Like, it's one of my favorite little movies, and the pop-up. Instead of having it come out here, or have this flip up, which would have made more sense, you have to lift this up and then pull it out, and it's this big old heart. So it's very reminiscent of the early Urban Decay Vice palettes, like all blocky. I think one of these has carmine, so I haven't touched either one of these. I think it's actually the highlight that has carmine. These are fine, and so are the glitters. The eyeshadows are pretty. Basic but pretty. I mean, that green's a little different and pretty. The glitters need glitter glue. They ain't staying by themselves. So it's more, guys, I have that lip balm somewhere. It's a color changing lip balm. It's just cutesy. I more or less just wanted it because it was like good enough to steal. Because it's the Grinch. It's like Blood Sugar palette. I got it when it first launched. I had to. This, I love the packaging more than the Blue Blood palette. I really do, because it's like a vegan leather, and it feels like one of them old school trunks. And these actually feel metal. These are metal. They're not plastic like the Blue Blood one is plastic. These are metal. Smaller mirror, but it's like all that vegan leather, and that's what you get. These are absolutely gorgeous. Like, okay, I'm an Alabama Crimson Tide fan. If you don't know what that is, look it up. So this is my go-to. Like, I always said I love this palette because I want to make my eyes bleed, because I freaking love reds. And it's not easy finding vegan reds, except for this in Lime Crime. And even Lime Crime are more like pinky reds. Yes. So, I always say make my eyes bleed, and people think I'm being literal. I'm like, no. Just the saying for this palette. But anyway, for Alabama Crimson Tide days, perfect game day makeup. The BH Weekend Festival palette. BH hit it out the friggin' ballpark with this palette. This palette is amazing. Like, their best formula, and they did it first. They did all these brands. Like, they're some of the first. Get all of them together. I mean, come on, Coachella. Come on, spring and summer, late spring and summer. Oh, yes. Yes. My last palette was the Juvia's Place palette. This was one of my first. This is in the Nubian 2 palette. I ordered at the same time off Hotlook. And, oh my gosh, this looks like I haven't even used it. Like, I mean, this one was almost like my dream palette, like these two lines. And then I was still like into neutrals a lot too. This is a gorgeous palette. This is a small one. I think she still has the big one. Like, she quit making the big pans of the Magic palette, but whatever. So yeah, this one's really gorgeous. I think the glitter falls out of that shade though. And this one does have like a dark burgundy. Like, why haven't I used you? Like, I have a small mirror. I need to bring you to work. I mean, that's a horrible swatch, which is probably not going to show up, but, like, such a good palette. What color did I not swipe? Such a good palette. You got your neutral, if you're no more neutral, but maybe you want to venture into adventurous color, or, you know, pop it on the lower lash line. That's it. That is my entire palette collection. And my declutter. I got rid of like a whole box full, so that's good. I'll have a final count listed below, and hopefully I can count how many palettes I actually have. So okay, for that down below too. So yeah, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Toodles.